I think the Concrete Society today is really doing great work towards putting the idea of recycling, reusing concrete, reducing waste into the context for everybody. I believe we're doing groundbreaking work by bringing this seminar, taking it around the country. We're starting in Cape Town today, and I just wish more people would attend, because in South Africa we seem to be lagging a bit in our recycling initiatives. Even our industry is so big that we certainly need to make work of it, and I'm so pleased that Concrete Society has taken this initiative to bring this seminar, take it around the country. We need to become more aware of it. We need to know the truths, the myths around recycling. We've just heard a lovely talk by Dr. Kirsten Barnes from Green Cape about the legislation, municipal legislation and that. And it was actually pointed out that many people sit on the sidelines waiting for somebody to take the first step. We need to take that first step. We need to start the conversation about it and make other people follow.
I think the key message is that to maximize the amount of recycling of concrete is the decisions need to be taken at design stage. You need to design the building, you need to design the materials in such a way that you can get maximum benefit out of recycling and reusing them down the line, either in terms of precast sections where you take the precast section out and put it on another building, or that you recycle the concrete so that it can be used in other buildings.
A message that I'd like people to have from the presentation today is that the secondary materials economy in builders' rubble is actually functioning currently. That we find in some areas around the country that this economy is growing and developing rapidly, and we find some really good diversion and processing rates of builders' rubble and reuse of that builders' rubble in high quality applications, and these being foundations for structures as well as base and sub-basin roads. So we found successful use of this material.
So my presentation was concerning recycling concrete back into concrete, which is providing its highest value and is known as upcycling when we talk about sustainability. It was also about the challenges to that, and also I spoke about the HISA project, which I'm personally involved with, and that is its main aim is to look at more efficient recovery of these valuable materials, better quality control and processing, and then finally better use back into buildings. These are valuable materials and they can be reused. I think that the issue in South Africa is that the cost of disposal of these materials is so low that it's preventing the expansion of recycling. However, as we found in Europe, this was the case in Europe 20 years ago. Now, because of changes to regulations, to the restriction of the landfilling of these materials, those have been some of the key drivers. The other thing that should take away from it is that you can trust these materials. With the right processing and the right quality control, they actually sometimes have better properties than natural aggregates.
I think that recycling is our responsibility. I think the two biggest challenges that we've got is firstly space. Normally space on a ready-mix plant is very cramped, and in order to handle recycling of aggregates and recycling plant, we don't always have that space. And because the plants were normally built when we didn't do that much recycling. So that would be one of the challenges. The second challenge is obviously cost. The recycling systems that we've got on the market to recycle aggregates and water on site are normally very expensive. We do know that people don't like to pay for their concrete, and so we would like to keep ready-mix as cheap as possible. Now, people need to realize what it is that they pay for, and to pay typically, let's say 500,000 Rand for a recycling system on a ready-mix plant, you can imagine how much the cost of ready-mix is going to go up to pay for that plant.
It was actually pointed out that many people sit on the sidelines waiting for somebody to take the first step. We need to take that first step. We need to start the conversation about it and make other people follow. So what I would like people to take away from this conference is the idea of let me take that first step. Let me do what I can do. We've got some equipment suppliers in place. There are somebody that are doing that already, but we seem to be slow to follow. And I hope at the end of the seminar, the seed will be planted in a few more people's minds to say, you know, I'm going to do the responsible thing. I'm not just talking about carbon emissions anymore, leaving it to the big players. I, in my own concrete product manufacturing setup, my own precasting setup, my own ready mix firm, wherever it is that I am, I'm going to start thinking more positively and proactively about recycling.